So, welcome to Brother, Sister, Whatever. I'm Lisa.
I'm Josh.
This is it, guys. This is the season finale, episode 24. We made it to 24 episodes. Can you believe it?
That's pretty crazy.
I know, right? So what did we learn, Josh?
What did we learn? We learned that we could be somewhat entertaining. Nothing? Everything?
I guess so, eh? Well, let's get into it. Okay, Josh. So, what's something that you've learned about yourself this season? So, you're not new to podcasts, but you're new to a podcast with me. A shared podcast.
So what have I learned?
Co-hosting.
Is that what you said? What have I learned? I learned just how passionate you are about doing this podcast.
Oh.
It's been pretty incredible seeing you all fired up.
But do you remember how we started? How I started?
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't passionate.
Well,
maybe not passionate, but it was more, I think fear
yeah.
was the dominant.
Yeah, but I mean that's usually a piece
The
of
case.
it. I mean that's I think what stops people from doing it, right? So whether it's a podcast or a new job or whatever in life, I think fear is what stops people.
That's true. I have to say, though, that I think the reason that I asked you to do this with me was because I knew that you would push me a little bit.
I'm a pusher.
Yeah.
I think thank you. Yeah.
Well, it's true.
I think everyone needs a push, and especially when it's coming from someone else. Meaning, like I feel like there's only so much pushing we do with ourselves compared to if we have that cheerleader, that person kind of being like, wow, you're so good at this, or you can do this. It kind of pumps you up.
That's true. That's true. But you are definitely somebody that doesn't at least from my perspective, doesn't need the outside push. Like you're a pretty good motivator on your own.
Yeah, but it took a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
But I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I think you're right in many ways. I think the kind of push I need, I've always wanted, is the organized push.
Oh,
like about
and that's where I come in.
Exactly, organized. Structure. I'm passion takes over what I love, and I don't need a push for that. So,
Yeah.
But I've been working at it. I've been learning and I'm noticing how much more I enjoy my passion when things are more structured. So, yeah.
It's true. You feel there's maybe a sense of control, a little bit more of a sense of control. Like,
I think I must have mentioned in one of the podcasts, like as I get older, there's something like switching. Like before, like I could like, not that I'm like a slob, but like I could have like shit everywhere and not really like meh, like whatever. Now it's like it's really bad, like I can't. So it's like that's kind of coincided now with even work structure, where it's like, it's like too messy. Like I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be organized. So it's weird. I think it has something to do, without going too deep, I think it has something to do with like inner peace. And
Yeah.
And it's the inner peace. It's ever since I realized that I'm not looking for happiness, I'm looking for peace. And because someone could say something, which is perfectly fine, but someone could say like, oh, I keep my house clean or I keep my business structured because that makes me happy. But like I don't know. I don't think it's happiness. I think it makes you feel at peace, because happiness, that means at some point you're sad. Like, I mean, it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
And you're not always happy. You can't tell me because your house is clean you'll always be happy. Like, right? So, I don't know. So I think we, at least in my eyes, I feel like we misword happiness and peace. And so now I tell this to everyone I meet now, everyone I talk to or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing to, what makes you happy?" Or what, and I go, I'm not looking for anything like that. Yes, there's times where I'm happy, there's times where I'm sad, but that's always going to fluctuate. And it's this thing where people feel like they have to always look for the happiness. And, you're just forever disappointed because, yes, you will be happy 100%, but it'll always switch at some point for whatever reason. So it's like, it's about focusing on what just keeps you, you know, level,
Grounded.
grounded. Yeah.
Interesting.
No?
Yeah. Well, yeah, what you say certainly kind of has made me rethink a little bit. Because, yeah, you're right. We always say, like, oh, if, and we've talked about this again before, if I get this or if I have that or if I'm at this point in my life or whatever, I will feel
Yeah.
happy or I will
Yeah.
feel fulfilled or I will whatever.
If we could re-record episode 1 now, what would we change?
Oh my gosh. I'd have structure. Because we went into that episode just kind of like, let's wing it. Let's just talk about ourselves.
That's Josh style.
Yeah, that's Josh style. But again, you know what? I think I've said this a couple of times over the season, and I'm going to stick to it. Like, I don't regret what we did. If I knew what I know now, it would be different.
Well,
But
that's
the whole point of me knowing what I know now is based on the road that we've gone through.
that's it.
So,
You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only
exactly.
connect them looking back.
Exactly.
I
So, what would I change about it? You know what? Nothing.
Hmm.
And I actually think that all of the episodes in their own way reflect pieces of us, and I'm really happy with that. I'm not disappointed or
Like the Lisa structure.
no.
If you watch our episodes, guys, okay, and if you go to episode 1 and then you just watch a snippet of each video, you'll see how we went from nothing in our hands to,
Yeah.
just sitting doing whatever, to having 5,000 sheets and
Well, listen,
cards. And
Josh.
but I love it. I love it because it's
Somebody's got to do it, you know. you bring the wisdom and the charm, and
The
I bring
wisdom.
well, I don't know.
Shit.
You have some nuggets every once in a while, and
Okay.
I bring the structure.
Fair. I'll
And
take wisdom.
maybe dare I say a little creativity?
Who, me?
No, me.
Oh yeah, you creativity for sure. Me, not so much.
Okay, so Josh, what part of this show actually changed you? Like, of doing this show together? Anything. It could be small, big, doesn't matter.
Well, I think I like the ritual of it.
Okay, so the structure of it.
Well, the ritual of it, like coming here, seeing you, catching up, to kind of have that ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ritual, So
Yeah.
that's definitely one thing I think that has made this,
It's nice to be closer.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk as often as we do now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of nice. That's something that's changed that I really love.
For sure.
What's changed me is, and it's so silly, is my voice, the way that I talk.
Mm-hmm.
Not my voice, but like the way that I talk. I've gone from listening, like the first couple of episodes, like barely being able to listen to myself. And then now it's like, oh, okay. So I feel like more maybe comfortable in my own skin. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
of course, that makes a lot of
That's
sense.
changed
That's
for
great.
sure. Yeah. You see, you know what it is with me that I find that like I have a thought, but the words in my brain are so fast that like it coming out, I like stumble over my words and I'm like and then like my thought, yeah, see, just did it
Yeah,
like that. That's okay. We are who we are, right?
that's it. What was your biggest "what are we even doing" moment this season?
It was probably and I guess anybody that's been with us from the beginning will know that we started with weekly
Our 6 followers.
episodes. Our 6 followers, we went from weekly episodes to every 2 weeks, and just before we made that transition, that moment of this is like too much. I need to like it was all encompassing in my life. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
for sure.
And
Yeah.
so now that we're doing it every 2 weeks, I feel like much more calmer, at peace, and I'm enjoying the process more, which is the whole point of us doing this. Like, I mean, we had several different reasons for starting, and not all of them match each other, right? But one of the ones that was big for me was just being able to put myself out there in a way that I had never done before and to be creative. And it was for fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And when it stops being enjoyable, something's amiss.
Yeah.
And so it was that little turning point for me this season. So what are we doing? I had to remind myself, like, why am I doing this again? Oh, right. For the 6 viewers and for creativity. But what about you? Was there any time that you were like, what are we doing?
No,
No?
no, because I like to talk. So,
Well, hey, there you go.
yeah.
Okay, so how about we do some of this or that?
Let's do it.
But we're going to do like a little bit different vibe. We're actually going to focus on like our actual podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll start us off, okay?
Okay.
So this or that. Fandom episode or pet peeves episode?
Pet peeves.
Okay.
Hobbies or personality types?
You know what? Personality types was really fun.
It
Both
was.
were good, but personality types was fun.
It was
I feel like
good.
we learned a lot about each
Yeah.
other.
Now, if someone wants to talk to me, I need to know their personality trait.
Right? Because I think I got it wrong in that episode.
You think you got it wrong?
I think I got it wrong.
Like, what do you mean?
Because I went into it thinking, I went into that specific episode having an idea of what introvert, extrovert, ambivert, omnivert was.
Right. Yeah.
And really what it is across the board is how something makes you feel. It's not the activity.
Yeah.
It's how that activity makes you feel. So it could be 1,000 different activities. The activity doesn't make you that personality type.
Yeah.
It's the feeling that it gives you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
And that's where I got it wrong.
Yeah, I think if what I got wrong is that it's not like you're either that or that. Like you're actually both. It's just the percentage of that scale. So it's like, yes, I'm introverted, but I have extroverted moments.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. But so that's what I mean, So it's like we say we're introverted, but that doesn't mean that we don't have extroverted moments.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't, so
So
like on my thing, I
so
think I
then
was.
that would make you an ambivert. If you
I mean,
find
theoretically.
if you find peace in activities that are considered extroverted and also introverted, that's an ambivert.
Yes, but like for example, when we did the personality test and it says that I'm introverted, it just means that I get more of my peace from that
Yes.
than the others.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that you're
The
only
ratio is
introverted.
different.
Like, and because that ratio goes by percentage. So I think I'm 60% introverted. So there's still 40% where I'm
I don't
extroverted.
remember what my percentage was.
Well, you should
Now
double
I
check.
need to go and do it.
It's
check
still
again.
automatically saved. You just have to go back to the
okay.
site and it'll check. But you know what I mean?
No,
So
I agree. But that's what I figured out from doing that.
I think you
from
are
doing that episode.
both though, like
I agree.
officially both, if you are at 50%. Do you know what I mean though? Because if you're at 50%, let's say it's 50% introverted, or you're 51% introverted or extroverted, then theoretically that means that you're also 50% extroverted.
Right.
So it's like
then-
you
so
get
then
you
that's-
get both. You get, versus me at 60%, like yes, I can handle extroverted scenarios and I might find some peace in some of it, like maybe a gathering and we're talking about dogs or whatever. But then in other contexts,
You wouldn't.
we're in a club, the music is blasting and I'm just like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Even the thought of doing something like that gives you dread.
yeah. No.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So we're saying it two different ways, but we're in agreement.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think, or I'll do that later. Which one are you most likely to still think?
I think I've been getting better with the I'll do that later one. It's still in there though, you know. But I think I'm gonna go with the other one.
You don't care. I don't care what people think.
Yeah, less and less as time goes on,
Yeah.
you know. So like before, I think I remember in the episode I said like we say that but we don't mean it.
Yeah.
You know, I think I remember saying that. Like we say we don't care what other people think. I'm independent. I'm a strong person. Don't care, But really, like we do, But I think I'm caring less, I really think I am. I used to feel like, I don't know, like I had to be so flashy and I had to like prove so much, And I think, again, it comes back down to like that peace, Like now, like, I don't know. I don't really care. I care more about what my kids think of me than I care about what anyone else thinks of me.
Yeah.
Right? So, summer then versus now or great outdoors?
I think the great outdoors, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. The camping and milking a cow.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I love that one. That was really funny. Okay. So, let's do a little mini segment called the Chaos Awards.
Okay.
It's a one-time only, guys. or maybe we'll save it for like all season finales or something. So the Chaos Awards. So if you were to vote on the most unhinged episode, the episode that kind of went off the rails unexpectedly, anything come up?
No, not really.
No.
You? I mean, I think we're pretty tame.
Yes.
Maybe in season 2 we
we'll go a little nutso balls.
Because we're like, zero chill, brother, sister, rah, but like then we're like, so our personality traits are, so.
So are you saying that the tagline doesn't fit the
I'm
vibe?
I'm saying that Our podcast sounds more controversial than it is.
It is. So maybe we should fix that.
But you want to know what I think?
What?
I think that you were not expecting us to be so cohesive with our conversations. I think you were expecting to be polar opposites in a lot of the comments and things that we did. And what you learned, including myself, is that we're much more alike than we think.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah. I thought we would have been like, I would have had at least one episode where I'd be like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Kind of shit, you know? And it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
In 24 episodes. So I don't know. I do think, I don't want to say it's the most unhinged episode, but I think at least one of us every episode goes off on a little bit of a tangent.
Well, yeah, for
in
sure.
some respect.
I think it's usually me.
Oh, shit.
What about our biggest off-mic meltdown?
Our biggest off-mic meltdown. Oh, yes. When I cried. And I remember we were technically recording, and you were being all like fucking heartfelt and shit, talking about Jet.
Oh, yeah.
And I started crying, and I was like, this is getting cut, because I can't be crying for 6 subscribers. This is not what they signed up for. Blubbering in the corner. Yeah, I was just having a moment. It was just the most heartfelt thing, and it got to me. I should have kept that in. Maybe I'll find the footage and just put it as a short and be like, Lisa crying. LOL.
Well, don't do anything you don't want to do.
Well, I'm getting more and more okay with, like, not everything has to be fucking perfect. I don't have to be just so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's okay. I think that's also a really big lesson that I've learned. Because I do most of the editing, right? So
you do all the editing.
Well, so I see the I really like.
You're probably seeing the evolution.
I've seen the
of
evolution.
Everything. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Most surprising insight. And you can't use the personality traits that we just brought up before.
Most surprising insight.
Yeah. Now, it could be about the podcast in general, or it could be about a specific episode subject. Up to
I
you.
think I was very impressed and surprised with your, like, the way you think when it comes to the parenting with Gray and Riley.
Parenting.
I remember us saying, talking about that. I was like, oh shit. I was like, wow, okay, I'm impressed.
Specifically the none of your business
yeah, that
comment.
too, all of that, I thought, yeah, and just like your thought process on like the sleepovers and stuff like that, So for me, I feel like that was quite the insight. Yeah.
I love the memories that we talk about, childhood things. And not even necessarily childhood things, even in adulthood, maybe little things that I didn't know about you. You know what I mean? I feel like over the season there's been a significant amount of little things that I'm like, really? Huh, I didn't know that kind of thing,
Yeah, same, for sure.
So, yeah, those are fun.
That is fun.
Now, what do you want to see in season 2?
Just more of what we're doing.
Yeah?
There isn't anything that like pops into my head. I think it would be super cool if maybe we have an episode where we have a third.
Like a guest star. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Just things to think about. So, everybody, this is it. This is the wrap of season 1, final episode. We are really looking forward to season 2, which is coming in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. New segments, slightly new look. Yeah, just lots of fun stuff coming.
Yeah, and
So,
please, if there's anything you would like to see in season 2, why don't you drop us a comment? You could also send us fan mail, our social media accounts,
yep,
brother, sister, whatever.
yep. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So this has been Brother, Sister, Whatever, Season 1 in the bag. Real talk, zero chill.
I'm Josh.
I'm Lisa, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.